Today's collectible spot, why we're having a look at the new Hasbro Star Trek Kre-o blind bags. Contained in each Kre-o blind bag, you get one Kre-o. Now, indicated on the front, now this is the one thing I want to talk about. Indicated on the front, there are 6 to collect. I don't know that by the fact there's only 3 on the front. I know that by there's, up the top there, it says 6 to collect. Unfortunately, though, and this is, I guess, some marketing idea on Hasbro's part, unfortunately, the only Kre-os that you get are Kre-os of non-Star Trek related characters. In other words, non-Star Trek crew. Well, I shouldn't say it necessarily. To be fair, I shouldn't say that. There are some characters like Keenzer, and then we've got Greza, and then we got Lieutenant Sprague. Aside from that, you got Captain Nero, you got Gorn, and up at the top you got Klingon. You have none of the Kreons of the actual core characters. Your Kirk, your Spock, you know, even your Scotty, even a Chekhov is not in this bag. I would call this slim pickings. That's what I would call it. I guess really Hasbro's big plan was, you know what, we're going to include in blind bags characters that aren't currently being appearing in our Kreon sets. I understand that. If you bought the Enterprise, you've got a lot of the Kre-os that you probably are going to be wanting to get. The Klingon set, it's going to be coming, I think, with Uhura. You may not necessarily need extra Kreons. That to get these in blind bags, they're going to be throwing in characters that you really don't necessarily, you're not going to miss. Or if you already have the sets, these are just extra things that you don't already have. I understand that, but really, for somebody who's not buying a Kreon build set, you might maybe want to throw us a bone by giving us characters that we really would have wanted. I suppose the Klingon is kind of cool. Keenzer is kind of cool as well. I mean, Captain Nero, as cool as he was in the first movie, I don't know. And really the other ones, I'm not feeling it. I gotta say though, there is a code on the top. You can see right there, 3077108. Spot also got himself 3077110. And lastly, 3077106. I only got 3 bags. Truth be told, I guess I could have got all 6 of them, but I really don't. The interest for me is not so much in the fact of these characters here. That's just me. But I picked up 3. We're gonna go through these and see which ones we have. And then if you guys like these, I mean, by all means, I picked these up at Toys R Us. You can really pick them up anywhere that sells Kre-os. So first, having a look, I again bought 3 bags. First, having a look, this is bag 3077108. I'm going to bring myself in a knife. I got red here. I'm going to cut this open, find out which Kreon we actually got. And I guess one of the better ones that 2 have gotten, we got ourselves the Klingon. The Klingon. Shows you how to build them. Doesn't look like it could be too hard, having said that. And you know what? We got time. Unless you guys need to be somewhere. No? Okay. We got some time. Let's take the time and actually build this. Let's put these together. Let's see here. Put the bag aside. As always, Kreons they come in pieces that you have to put together. Very similar to Lego. There's the legs. I'm going to put the legs on the base. Like so. What's that? You can't see? Sorry, let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Got the legs of the Kre-o. I think yes, this had to come off, these arms. Because we're going to put this, I'm not really sure if it's a cloak or if it's just a really long jacket. And then we're going to take the arms, finding the correct arm. How are Klingons expecting to take over the universe, the galaxy, if they have their arms on the wrong way? I don't know. The jacket, I'm not a fan of. I can tell you I'm not a fan of the jacket. Put that on the base. And we'll put on the Klingon head. Your immediate thought is, Spot, does the head come off? Well, the head does come off, but the helmet, I should say, stays on. You can't move the helmet. It's just one solid piece. He does come with a backlet, if that's correct. My Klingon is a little rusty. Oops. So it's apparently putting on arms. Put the arms on. There we go. Put that in his hand. Boom. Klingon. Just like that. We created a Klingon. In the way of the articulation on all the Kreons, its head rotates. Arms go forward, out, back. Rotation of the waist. And the legs go forward, back, out. Be a nice ball joint. Very nice. I like the Klingon. I'm not really a fan of his jacket. His jacket is just one big rolled up piece of plastic. Get him on his base. Oops. Helps if I put the base the right way. The legs are being difficult. Sometimes legs do that. There you go. I like the Klingon. I'm not really a fan of the jacket. I'm going to level with you. I'm not really a fan of the jacket. It's just a plastic sheet. Anyways, there's the Klingon. Moving along. Moving this garbage out of the way. Spot's collecting all this garbage. I know you're immediately thinking, well, Rosalita's just going to clean it. No, Rosalita doesn't always clean up my garbage. Sometimes I have to clean up my own garbage. There's the sheet. Who did we get? Some Starfleet officer, Greza. Is that his name or her name? Greza. Assembly on Greza is much simpler than the Klingon. There's the bag. I feel as if Red's blade is getting a little dull. I'm going to have to change that. Soon. And we got ourselves the stand, the Kre-o stand. The legs of the crew officer right there. Torso. And the rubbery head. Not really feeling the rubbery heads. I mean, I wish they kind of were more just plastic than rubber. Oh, Spot also forgot to mention articulation. He has articulation in the hands as well. He does come with a phaser though, or she comes with a phaser. I'm going to assume it's a he. Comes with a really cool phaser. Nice details. The beauty of this with these Kre-os is if you want to make a Klingon officer, I know it's never existed. Yes, it has. We have Worf. But you could take the Klingon head, even though it's got that helmet, put it on there, boom, Klingon officer. Science officer, but still. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. And find out, oh, by the way, if you were wondering what that was, what was that one? I think that was 10, because this one here is 06. Opening up, 30771-06. Reaching in inside. The bag. Oh, we got Scotty's little companion. If I can actually open it up here. There we go. We got Keenzer. Reaching into the bag. I would imagine, yes, he is a little smaller. Oh, look at his little legs. That's so cute. Opening up the bag. Dumping out the contents. Got ourselves the display base. Check. We got really, really small legs. Okay, I'm going to give some credit where credit is due. You know what, I'm going to do this without the base. I'm going to take the base, well, the upper torso base, peg it into the legs, and peg the head in. Adjust the hands accordingly. Whoops. Don't take the shoulder off. That won't help him. Won't help Scotty either if his assistant is missing an arm. But there you go. Okay, to give credit where it's due, I have to really commend Hasbro. When you get a Lego minifigure that is exceptionally small, you tend to get a lower torso that does nothing. It's just a solid piece of plastic. Doesn't move or anything. The Kre-os here, look at this. You actually have movement in the legs for these little tiny small legs. Very impressed. Very impressed. There's a car in the background as well, if you can hear that. Give him his little tool. Like so. It kind of reminds me of Wicket, the little Ewok. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the face. There we go. Peg that into place. I really like this guy. Very, very cool indeed. Alright, so some of them weren't too bad. The only ones I didn't get was Nero, I didn't get the Gorn, and I didn't get Lieutenant Sprague, which I'm going to lose no sleep over whatsoever. These are cool. I'll give it that. But really, what they should have done is done like a 12-pack, not a 12-pack, but 12 different characters to choose from. And then maybe have several of them be characters that are already available in the build sets. Maybe like a Kirk, or maybe a variation of Kirk, a variation to Spock. Something to add to the appeal of picking these up. I don't know if a casual collector may necessarily pick these up. These are really only benefiting those who are picking up the build sets that already have the existing core characters and are really just looking to fill out the ranks. Because a random collector who's just going and buying stuff may not be too interested necessarily in the characters that they've picked. That's the only gripe I really would make about these. But they are cool. I mean, the Klingon, I'm not a fan of his jacket, but they have some appeal to them. I really hope, though, a Series 2 of these will be released, and maybe we get more recognizable characters. Then I think guaranteed a surefire hit. These choice characters, not so much. Today's collectible spot, though, we're having a look at the Hasbro Star Trek Kre-o blind bags. As always, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.